Hello and welcome back to Slovakia and MŠK Púchov, or Mazel Púchov, depending on which side of the fence you're on. We are picking up exactly from where we left off in yesterday's episode, and we are going to be starting off with the first game in the league campaign against Zemplin. Not going to pronounce the second name. Zemplin is good enough for me. Here's the starting lineup then. We've got Evans in goal, Kozlovski, Mikolajewski and Struba, the new centre-back. Kostrina, I need to get these pronunciations right. Sterba and Kostrina, I think I was quite close with that one. Zaradnik behind Malasec and Horvath. Yeah, Horvath behind Adua on the left wing, Klups on the right wing, and Sifnios retains his place in the starting lineup as our striker. He's only shown as a 2.5-star quality player, but I think he's better. If you look at his physicals, they don't blow your socks off, but they're pretty good. And at the end of last season, in the second half of the season at least, he got 13 goals in 12 games and 1-1 in the cup. So I think he might come good in the end. I've had a few players like this on Football Manager 24 where the strikers specifically, their star ratings are like quite low, but they perform really well in the match engine. And I'm hoping Sifnios is going to be one of those players. We've changed the 4-3-3 a little bit from last year. We don't have wing backs anymore. They've dropped back to full backs. And that's because we're just going to try and be a bit more defensive on the wings. We've got the deep line playmaker on defend now. That was an advanced playmaker in the centre mid role, but that centre mid role is now occupied by a Mazzala on attack. So the wing backs won't be overloading as much on the right, but hopefully the Mazzala will when Adua cuts inside. The in possession tactics are looking like this. I think I'm going to put run at defence on because I just think that's fun, and I like seeing players run at others. I'm not about that Pep Guardiola life. We're just going to have counter press and counter and nothing on the goalkeeper. He can just do what he wants when he's distributing the ball. High press, higher line. We're not going to go very high just because I think that's a bit suicidal with the defenders we have. Press more often, but not much more often. We're going to prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Trap inside to our defensive midfielder and two centre-backs because we look quite strong in that area. And we're going to leave the cross engagement just as is. And we might change that as the season goes on. The analysis on the pitch looks pretty well covered all in all. A little bit of weakness just behind the striker, but we've got 4 players who are responsible for that position on the pitch. So I think we are quite well stocked, even if it's not perfect. Mikolajewski is carrying an injury, but his condition is with a green heart, so I think he's going to be alright to start and carry on for the whole game. We're still missing a centre-back for the bench that I'd like to get to complete the squad, so Jan Mezaros, the player from the Youth Academy, is going to step into that position even though he's a midfielder. Dikos will get the number 17, Horvath will get the 8, like a Frank Lampard role, so that makes sense. We're going to have Marco, the sub-striker, as the 18, and Jan Mezaros, ideally he would be the 12, but that's been taken by Kostrana. So he's going to get the 22. 10 above what he wants. Got a few good squad numbers left in the squad. A 10 and a 7. We are trying to get in another striker. So that'll be the number 10 and the 7. I'm not really sure what we'll do with that. Maybe we'll get another winger in. We don't know. And the number 20 will probably go to the centre-back that we're after. This is our chance to exact revenge against Zemplin, apparently. Of course, we were relegated a few seasons ago when I wasn't here. So I think we're going to be having a lot of those team talks throughout the year. We were in for this player, the right back, Van der Sloot. He obviously went to this team instead. Very fun name, a little Sloot. But at the start of the league campaign, 0 points on the board so far. And we lead the boys out for the first game of the season. A little look behind the scenes. It's the day after I released the Whitley Bay video. So that's how far ahead I am compared to the viewers. And we're off. We're on director because I was playing around with camera settings when I was doing the little Pite montage, but we have a penalty, I think. I need to get this off screen. Right, Sifnios with a penalty. We'll change the camera around in a second. Can he make it 1-0 in 6 minutes? Yes, he can. What a strike from Sifnios, the big Dutch striker. He's off the mark now. 6 minutes into the new league campaign. Lovely stuff. 1-0. We're going to change back to sideline because that's what I like. Mikolajewski heads on to Malasec. Malasec up to Sifnios, who is fouled. No, he isn't. Horvath picks the ball up in midfield. He plays it short to Adua and runs into the box, but Adua's dispossessed, so he can't get the ball back to him. Kozlowski picks up a loose ball from a clearance from their defenders to Malisic, who shoots from outside the penalty area and makes it 2-0 in 8 minutes. Come on! We'll win the league this year. Might be getting a bit ahead of myself there, but Van der Sloot, the right back we were in for, passes it inside. Only goes as far as Kozlowski when the defender clears it, and Kozlowski plays it into Malisic, who has a lovely shot into the back of the goal. Ho Tang Pong, with their centre-back, plays it up to the striker, but they can't get the ball. We win it back at the defence and play it upfield slowly but surely. Kozlowski to Odua, inside to Sifnios, back to Horvath. Horvath to Malisic, who's all over the pitch, plays it to Klubs. Klubs is in, hits the underside of the bar, and it bounces out. 2-0 still. A long lump upfield is picked up by Kostrana, and they don't seem like they want it at all. No pressing, no fight, no grit. Zaradnic plays it up to Sifnios. Sifnios out to Adua, who looks like he's picked up a knock. He goes down, and it looks like we have another penalty. Van der Sloot gets a yellow card for his sins, and Sifnios has the chance to get his second of the game and our third. Will he get it? He does. He puts it straight through Yakubu's arms. It wasn't exactly the most convincing goalkeeping performance you'll ever see, but it's 3-0. What is he doing? I could have saved that. They have a corner just before the break. They play it short to Lovren again. Malisic tries to get out to it, but can't this time. To their midfielder, Nagy, all the way back to the defensive line to Van der Sloot, the traitor. They've got it on the right and they're trying to whip it in, but Klubs comes over and wins the ball. Much better attitude from him this season so far. Horvath in the midfield plays it to Malisic. Malisic trying to find Sifnios, but Sifnios isn't running into the channel. He's just kind of sitting there, so he's forced out wide. Malisic into Klubs. Klubs shoots. Oh, he was an acres of space. He had so much time to take the shot there. He takes it with his weaker left foot, and it goes wide. 3-0 at half-time. 2.5 XG to 0.6. We have less possession, interestingly. Obviously, you've got to take that XG with a pinch of salt because of the 2 penalties. But we have looked pretty good. 12 shots to 3. I'm happy with that. I think I'm going to take Adua off at half-time because of his little knock. So Dikos is going to come on for his debut. He isn't match fit, but we're going to have to make do with that one. Kozlowski looks like he's tiring a bit, so Boudini might come on. I think we're going to leave it as is for now. And we're off. Highlight straight at the start of the second half. Sifniov plays it back all the way to Miklajewski, to Sterber. Sterber plays it to Malisic. Malisic out to Klubs, who is trying to get something for his efforts today. He hasn't got anything, but he's looked quite good. Tries to find Dikos, but Dikos can't get his first touch for Puchov. Why was that a highlight at the start of the game? Am I on extended? I'm on extended. I thought I was on key. No wonder I was doing so much talking. I'm sick of hearing my own voice. On the hour mark then, Kozlowski's looking tired as stated at half time, so the left back's going to come off for Daniel Sazi Boudini, who's going to make his debut. He looks pretty decent for how much we're paying him, and he's not very match fit either, but he's going to have to do. I'm sure he'll do a capable job. We are dominating this game thus far, and I doubt he's going to throw it away. Please don't make me eat my words. Evan has a goal kick. He kicks it up to the middle of the park, and it's Tohanyo who heads on for them, and they're running down the right. They play it back to Van der Sloot, and he tries to advance the ball up, but he can't because he has to go back to Ho Tang Po, who lumps it up to Evans, and our little Welsh keeper catches the ball comfortably and looks to launch a counter. He drops us to his feet and kicks it up to Sifnios. Sifnios can't win the ball, and they are trying to build up from the back again. Ho Tang Po plays it to the midfield and back to Veg. Little vegetarian boy. He plays it up all the way to the strikers, Nagy, and they can't keep the ball down, but we are playing it on the park, making our way up the field. Dikos finds a killer ball to Malisic. What a little move that was. That little winger that we've got in on loan from the Dutch league, he's a Slovakian player abroad. This is a great little ball. Sifnios plays it out to Dikos, and Dikos finds that little pocket of space that Malisic is running into. Great run for Malisic as well, you've got to say. The box-to-box midfielder doing his job very well. 4-0. I think Miklajewski's going to come off for Jakub Ferenic. He's not the best centre-back in the world, but our little academy graduate will have to do. I've done the wrong thing. Malasic is going to come off for Baraji, who I did want to move on. I did say that in the last episode, but no takers for him. He said he's going to leave at the end of the year when his contract expires, and that's fine by me. Klups is going to come off for Olejnik, and Hovarth is going to stay on because we've run out of substitutions. Puchov with an attack. Putini plays it short to Dikos, the two new boys, playing it between each other. Out to Kostrana. Kostrana in the penalty area is crowded out to Olejnik on the 6-yard box, and he makes it 5 by the looks of it. Oh, it was an own goal from Hotangpong. He looks tiny, that little defender. I'm going to have to check his height in a moment. He's 5'10", he's not that small. He's Slovakian. I'm going to have to scout this guy. What an interesting player. I just want him. If he's any good, I'm signing him. Hotangpong. You might smell, but 5-0. Lovely stuff. And that's the final whistle. 5-0 to Matador Puchov, or MSC Puchov. Nice work, everyone. Moving on. We are top of the league, baby! After that 5-0 win, isn't that a beautiful sight to see? Slovan Bratislava in our dust trail. I think I'm just going to kind of blindly go in on these two defenders, Goldnagel and Mfundu, on loan. There's no obligation to buy, but there's an optional future fee set if they do come in. I trust my director of football blindly, it seems, because that's what we're going to do. It's not the end of the world if they're terrible. They'll just sit on the bench and we'll not play them. That striker at the end of the last episode is in Rudolf Chauvin for free. A little striking option. He is alright by the looks of it. Let's have a look at his attributes. He's going to be training on an advanced forward. Rudolf the Red, no Slovakian. Dribbling is better than I thought it was going to be. Oh, it looks alright, you know.
I tell you what though, folks, that's bloody nice.
Let's compare him to Sifnios and see if he's any better. He's quicker and he's got better attacking stats, but Sifnios is better in the air. And if we compare him to... He does look pretty good. If we compare him to Marco, Marco looks pretty good as well. But I think Chauvin edges him. Again, aerially, Chauvin's pretty poor, but he must be quite small, is he? Yeah, he's 5'9". He's not bad. I'm quite happy I've got him. So I think Marco's going to sit. I'm going to keep him in the end. I think at the end of the last episode I said I was thinking about returning him, but it's not bad to have him in the team, you know. If they want him back, they can have him, but I'm not going to send him back. Confirmation of Adua's injury from the last game. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks, so not the end of the world. He'll just sit out and Dikos will come in and Marco will come in on the bench. And here's where we see if my blind trust in my assistant manager is going to pay off. We're going to be paying £525 wage budget. We have quite a lot actually to spare. I don't know if we should go for this guy instead. We have a scout report from this guy. He's 5'10" though. Right, it's going to go on height. He's 5'10", and he is 6'1". I think Ardi Mafundu is going to be the one. I'm going to cancel the other guy. Yeah, he's fine. He's a 3-star player. Who was worried? Not me. He's going to be coming in as a defensive option. He can play defensive midfield as well, which is nice. A wide centre-back 3-star, but a 2.5-star defender. He looks alright. The attributes are very well-rounded.
That is bloody lovely.
I'm not disappointed with that one at all. I think he's going to be a bench player. But let's compare him to Mikolajewski. Pretty close, but I think Mikolajewski is going to remain in the starting lineup because of his seniority in the team, even though Mafundu's on about double his wages. He played well for me last season. And I've got an Arca Gdynia shirt, so I think Mikolajewski's going to stay in. And I think this is going to be the squad unless something amazing comes up. Obviously, Adua will come in for Dikos when he's fit, but that'll be it, I think, for now. Roma's Smith Rowe, possible switch to Tottenham for 84 million. That's a headline you never thought you'd see, isn't it? Bloody hell. And with our summer business complete, let's have a look at the salary per annum throughout the league. We're about less than 10% of Slovan Bratislava's salary per annum, and we are not even close to the team that we just beat 5-0. But we hopefully can do quite well this season. If that last game is anything to go by, we will. We're sitting at 900 to 1, so maybe this next game will be a reality check. It's a bit worrying that they've got red and black stripes on their badge, and so do we, because of the kick clash issues we've got, but hopefully it's not terrible to look at, and maybe they'll be in their away kit, you never know. Right, this is the starting 11 for the second game of the episode. The only change is Zikos comes in for the injured Adua. Zaradnik was injured, but it looks like he's got back up to full fitness for the start of this game. Kostrana playing against the team he's been playing for years, since 2020, so about 7 years he was there. Chauvin will get the number 10, Mafundu will get the number 20, and the number 7 is going to remain free for now. That was vacated by Colasar when he left it in the summer. This is our chance to exact revenge again. And we kick off our first home league campaign with a highlight in the 4th minute. Evans kicks the ball upfield. We can tell the teams apart by the colour of their shorts, so thank God I changed them to white a while ago. Kozlovsky tries to tackle and the ball is played into their striker, who I'm sure was offside. Yeah, the flag goes up. 6th minute, and Spartak Trnava are on the attack. I don't know if I'm saying that right properly. I'm just going to call them Spartak. Spartak on the back line now. Evans gets down to a very quick shot from their winger, who cut inside and shoots with his right foot. They have a corner kick on the right. Abid for them is going to have an outswinger, and Evans comes and collects the ball. 13 minutes on the clock, and we have a throw on the right. Kostrana playing it into Horvath. Horvath picks up a ball that cannons off one of the Spartak players. Klups in the penalty area now, is forced out wide. Marsic with a ball into Horvath, who gets his shot off, but it's blocked by a Spartak defender. Miklajevski picks up the clearance, and Kozlovsky plays it into Dikos. Oh my God! What a strike. It hits the bar from about 35 yards out after he cuts inside. 0-0. Spartak have a free kick in their own half. They play it into our half with a short pass, but then it goes back into their half pretty quickly after that. It looked like they're trying to build it up from the back. They play it to their left back, and he's trying to find a pass, but it only goes as far as Kostrana. He must know this players very well. He plays it up to Klups. Klups into the penalty area, plays it short to Sifnios, who's 900 to 1 now, baby! 1-0. Great stuff from the boys. We were 25% possession for the first 15 minutes, but we look like we've come into the game after the first 15 minutes, and our XG is now up to 2 to their 0.3. I was a bit worried that we're going to have to change some sort of tactical tweak to get ourselves back into the game, but the boys have done that for me. Fantastic. We're very pleased with that one. Keep it up. 60 minutes on the clock then. Rudolf Zaradnik is tiring, who's still recovering from his knock that he picked up midweek, it seems. Baraji's going to come on for him. He's going to move to the box-to-box midfield role, and Malsech is going to drop back to the deep line playmaker. 70 minutes on the clock now, and Kostrana is going to come off for Simcoe. Do we dare to dream? We haven't had a highlight since the half. I think we're going to leave Horvath on for now, on a 6.5, and hope that we don't see anything before the end of the game. Alright, more of the boys tiring then. Kozlovsky is going to come off for Putini, and Malasic is going to come off for Jakov Farnich. He's going to turn into a halfback. I'm going to try a halfback. I'm going to be fancy. Baraji is going to turn into the deep line playmaker on support. The Mazzala is going to turn into a supporting Mazzala, and we're going to call it there for now. We're in added time now, 4 minutes added time, and we're ticking down. Are we going to do it? A completely uneventful second half ends, and we win 1-0 against Spartak Trnava. I'm sure that's right. I'm not sure that's right. What a result. 1-0. That sound you hear is everyone who wrote us off backtracking. What a performance. I mean, that might have been me as well. But wow. Kostrana gets one over on Spartak Trnava. I bet he feels vindicated after being released last season. Klups played well. He gets a pat on the back. And that's the end of the episode. 2 fantastic results for the boys. I think we're going to come back for these 2 games against Slovan Bratislava and against DAC. These are probably the 2 best teams in the division, and we'll see how we square up against them. If I have my head in my hands at the start of next episode, you'll know that we've lost at least 6 of these 8 games. But thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to leave a like on the video, that would be appreciated. If you'd like it, I don't know, that's totally up to you. If you'd like to click a video on screen after this one's done, that would be much appreciated, because that helps me out. And you can subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. I'll be here tomorrow. Hope you will be too. Is that my script that I always say every video? Maybe. I try to change it up, but then sometimes I get stuck in a rut. But that's it. Bye bye. Bye bye. See you next time.